Those bring you together.
Is there anything that you got in trouble for that you can discuss from like before you entered the military?
Oh yeah. I mean, just every other knucklehead thing that every other boy was doing when they're 13, 14, 15 years old.
Such as?
Whether it was, blowing up fireworks, driving like maniacs, just every stupid thing, fighting, big giant street fights, just dumb stuff. And yeah, I did it all like an idiot. Like a 14-year-old boy, like a 15-year-old boy.
Did you enjoy street fighting?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good example of violence with probably very little point, but the pleasure of fighting. I think it was P.J. O'Rourke who pointed me to, it's one of his writings that he said, we used to discuss the drunk delight of battle before we decided that war was generally a bad thing.
I think people like competition, right? Yeah. And, there's no more heightened form of competition. Well, war's number one, whereas sure. I'm trying to kill you. Then you take step down from that, and where are you at? We're going to fight each other. We're not going to kill each other, hopefully, maybe. But, so people like to fight. Many people like to fight. It's a very good challenge. And, especially when you're young, when you're 14, 15, 16, 18, 22, we're going to fight. There's these people up in, where are they? Up in Oregon with they're fighting each other, protesting, wearing masks, all these guys up in Oregon, beating people up and whatnot. And everyone's all surprised. And I say, yeah, they're guys beating people up. Yeah, that's
normal.
That's what guys do. Oh, they're wearing masks and stuff. Yeah, okay, that's what they're doing right now. In the 50s, they didn't, right? It's just a different. What are they trying to do? They're trying to fight other people. they're tribal, and DNA, their combative DNA is leaking out. They don't know how to control it because they're young and they're going to go beat people up.
So is fighting an important part, like physical fighting, an important part of human development?
I think so. I'll tell you what I think. And again, this is, I don't want to sit here and talk like I'm making some sort of assertion for mankind. And I think you might have just framed the question as if for human development, right?
No. But
which for human development, I don't know. But let me tell you from my experience, because I don't like to talk in broad, statements for all of humanity as you would like me to do right now. For me,
yeah,
there was three things that really helped me out. And I gave a speech at my friend's wedding.
Yeah.
He was getting married, and he was a guy that I had trained jiu-jitsu with a lot. He's a guy I went to combat with. And now I was at his wedding. He was getting married, and I was giving the speech. And what I said was, there was three things in my life that sort of made me feel secure as a man.
Okay.
And the first one was learning how to fight. So like learning jiu-jitsu and knowing that, hey, if I get into a fight with someone, I can handle myself. That was number one. Number two was going into combat, because when you go into combat, you want to know that you're going to perform your duties and you're not going to cower, and you're going to be brave, and you're going to do your job. So went to combat. I was good with it. I liked it. It was fine. And then the last one was I got married and had kids. And all of a sudden now I've got people that depend on me, and I've got people that are higher priority than I will ever be. And so those three things were very important to me feeling secure. And I always say, when I was young and stupid and didn't know how to fight, I used to fight all the time. And then once I learned how to fight, I didn't fight anymore because I didn't have anything to prove anymore. I'm not trying to prove that I'm tougher than you and outside the 7-Eleven. It's like, hey, if you want to find out who's tougher, go to the gym, and we'll get on the mat and see who would win. But let's not do it in the street like dummies. So those three things I think are helpful for people to do. They were helpful for me. I know that. They were helpful, as a young insecure kid, which that's what kids are. They're insecure with who they are. You know, that no one's walking around at age 15 thinking, you know, I'm the man. And when they project that, which I certainly tried to project, what they're really projecting is I'm pretty insecure about what's going on right now. Okay, cool. How are you going to get over that? Man, you know, learn how to fight. Learn what that feels like. Take responsibility for, you know, when you have a wife and kids, you have a responsibility, a big one. So those are things that I think move you in the right direction.
So if I take that sequence, right, the first one is learning theoretically to be capable in a fight so that you don't need to worry that if something happens, you need to back down instantly. You can assess the situation, figure out how you want to handle it on your own terms, hopefully.